I went to bed in the old man's cabin, and I said that I was going to show you how to climb the Ridgeland Tower without needing the rubber armor. And I will do that. Let me go back inside the old man's cabin for a minute. One of the key differences between this game and Skyrim is that in Breath of the Wild, you do not actually have to be outside to fast travel. So I actually have a chance to kind of take a look at my inventory here. Okay, I can pull this off. Yeah, I can. Okay, what I'm going to do, first of all, is I'm going to go to Tabantha Tower, because if I'm going to do an electrical finish, then that means I need to do this tower first, and then come back and do this tower, the tower that's in this area. There's a border here between these two areas, and this is a snowy region, and so I want to go to this town and get some Rito gear. Let's see. Here's the tower. And the reason I want to get the Rito gear is that I don't think my warm doublet is going to serve me very well in that area. I've got 901 rupees, but I've got some dragon horns, so I should be okay. Let's see, where do I want to head? I want to head here. And that over there is the tower that I want to reach. Okay. And this is the direction I want to go. Something's beeping. I'm not sure what I've got it set for right now. Sounds like a very mechanical sound. Not sure I mentioned it, but I just finally learned how to sprint in Skyrim. That should convince his friend to leave me alone. No? His friend's still gonna circle around. Usually, they don't behave like that. Usually if you get one of them, they all just flee. This is a really nice location for wood. Ha! That was dumb. If you recall, I exhausted my wood last time. The only problem with getting wood in this area is the Octoroks. See, there's one. About to shoot a dirt clod at me. Oh. And some wood just waiting for me. So did the stable get labeled on my map? Yep. I've got the stable on my map, so I don't need that. There's a shadow crossing over there. It looks like it has a propeller. And we can see it up in the sky. That's the Rito Divine Beast. This is Cass's people. The Rito. They're an avian race, obviously. That actually shook my controller. I got rumble with that. They don't like to stay so low to the ground. They like to be able to fly up high. So where am I? They're not in a welcoming mood. Okay. Here's my warm garb. How much does this cost? Oh, 600. I can afford that.
Hey. Oh. Oh. Hmm? Ah. Oh. Oh. Oh.
Yes, we're going on a shopping spree because we're going into a super cold area. I'm not going to do this shrine right now. I just want to open it up. And I think I will use it as a change of clothes. The purpose of this particular shrine, by the way, is to get the airstream going through every single fan. So you have to move some things around. But let me change into my new garb. And I think I'm going to go to the ferry in Gerudo and see if I have any materials that can upgrade it. That's kind of unfortunate to be in this really warm clothing in the heat of the day. At nighttime, this garb is really, really good in the desert.
Huh?
Yes, it looks like I do have stuff. Ha! The red choo-choo jelly that I've been collecting.
Huh? Oh.
So let's see what I need to enhance it a second time. Warm Cephalina, great. There's plenty of warm Cephalina right around this particular fairy fountain. So it looks like I'm going to be able to do double enhancements on all of these.
Huh?
See how much it costs to... This is great! I'm in pretty good shape for these enhancements. I've just been collecting materials.
Huh? Oh.
This is actually my second enhancement on the last piece, and that is important. This is the first time we've done this in the game, I think. This is a complete set, and now that it has been enhanced twice, it gets a special perk. It looks like
Huh?
I can get 2 of these done. And then I just need more fire key swings. That one is going to need red Lizalfo's tail and ruby. 5 rubies to go up to the last enhancement. And this will need 8 more fire key swings, because I'm going to do this one first. But 2 of these pieces will already be all the way up to level 3. And when all 3 pieces are up to level 2, which they now are, the special perk that comes with this particular set is that I am now freeze-proof when I wear the set. So let's go back to Rito Village. Now that we are freeze-proof, we're actually pretty much ready for the location we need to go to. We actually don't need this particular set on right now. Should be good enough for now. Especially since I'm not picking a fight with these guys. I'll clear them out at some point. But not today. And here we enter the snowy region. I'm not sure I've ever done it from this angle before. Okay, let's put our gear back on. Ah! I think that's my first Octorok kill of the game. And I just got an Octoballoon, and I love Octoballoons. I'm gonna put on my my last piece of this set. Oh, one thing that it says unfreezable, that's the set bonus. And there's the tower. That was a Wizrobe. Yeah, it's an Ice Wizrobe. It's annoyed because I'm not freezing. And I'm not freezing because I am actually freeze-proof. So let's see. What can we do for this guy? Oh, it's about to be a blood moon anyway. There's not really a good place to launch an airborne attack on this Wizrobe. But it's kind of fun to watch his fireworks and watch him be so frustrated at me. He's just over there dancing and throwing his wand at me. And it's really pretty gratifying to know that he can't do a thing about me. Because I have this armor that's been upgraded twice. I'm about to have a blood moon. As you can see, this circle is complete. This tower is completely encircled by ice.
The blood moon rises once again. Please be careful.
There are a couple of solutions to this problem. One is faster than the other. One is just to stand here with my sword. The other is to help it along a little bit. As you can see, the ice visibly shrinks. When the fire is applied. And I could actually get through there right now. The other thing is my sword alone helps. You can see how quickly this one is shrinking, even though it's pretty far away from the fire now. It broke. It went down to nothing. I don't really need to be freeze-proof while I'm climbing this. There really are no attacks. The difficult part of the tower has already been solved, and that's just simply getting past the ice cubes. The first time I did this, I jumped and jumped and jumped until I found my way through. But that's actually not the preferred method. I think that is the same shrine that I marked earlier when I was trying to get Dinreal's horn. Hey, Father Evan, how you doing? I'm at the top of Ridgeland Tower. So, you're sleepy but good? Well, I'm glad you tuned in. Oh no. It's cold like in Hebra? Yeah. Yeah, it's been pretty cold here too, but I can imagine that it's a lot colder up where you are. So we've got Hebra. Let's see. And we've only got one place left to fill in on the map. Yeah, we do have that one. So what I'm going to do is go back here. Actually, I think I'm going to go to a stable first. And your phone gives you the temp when you get up. Oh my gosh, it's currently 8 with a low of 7 and a high of 23. Yeah, we got up to like 28 here, I think, today. But tomorrow it's supposed to get into the balmy 40s, I believe. So that's really nice. And I think I'm about to go to an area where that's about the temperature. You know, the balmy 40s. Oh my gosh. Wind chill over the weekend was so bad it would give you frostbite in 30 minutes. Yeah, man. That is crazy. I'm trying to figure out where the oops, I need to get rid of my metal. Hyrule always struck me as a very cool temperate place like Lower Canada. But I just got out of Hebra, and I've been in Gerudo, and there are places in the map that are less temperate than others. Outside of the mountains, yeah. But also the desert. The desert's pretty bad. Let's see, what do I want here? Oh yeah, you're right. Gerudo's like another country. Let's see. Let's equip. Oh, we do have this equipped. Okay, so I don't need to worry about getting struck by lightning now. One thing I like about this game is that if you just unequip your metal, you're not going to get struck. And I will go do that flower someday, but not while it's raining. Yeah, the tropical rainforest. We went through there a little while back. Let's see. Oh, looks like there's a star piece off somewhere. Where on earth is the tower in the Ridgeland? Oh, there it is. So here's my tower. Okay. Now let's go to a stable and cook something. Or cocorico. I'm about to climb Ridgeland Tower. That's the one with the electric whiz robes. And I do not have the rubber armor. So this is a little workaround. How's the streaming journey been going? Well, I keep streaming. I keep getting very few viewers, but then again, I'm not really marketing too much. I'm just kind of having fun, and I'm trying to get my friends to pop in. Some of my friends have popped in. Let's see. And Ferocious Horn. So I just keep doing it and seeing how it goes. I finally did get set up with, yeah, if I'm having fun, that's good enough. And I want my friends to pop in every now and then. And, you know, like you and Joe's came in. Sam doesn't stick around much for when I'm doing Breath of the Wild. And my best friend, Stacy, she wants to pop in for Breath of the Wild. But let's see, let's go back to this area over here. And, you know, in terms of give him a mod sword and he'll stick around, he's good at it too. Oh. Huh, well, that's an idea. That is an idea. Thank you. I'll ask him. And I want to, yeah, I know he mods on your channel. I do want him to see Breath of the Wild because this is the game I really know how to play. I had like a really horrible evening in Skyrim. I played Skyrim for an hour and I got like nothing accomplished at all except I did make some orcish plate armor and enchanted it. So, but I couldn't find where I wanted to go because, you know, Skyrim, right? So I was looking for a couple of shouts and the terrain was fighting me. And I thought, well, I think I'm going to look this up or test it out off stream, find out where I'm supposed to go instead of wandering around aimlessly, and then return. So I'm trying to get the shout marked for death. But Breath of the Wild, I've flown with Nadra. I've upgraded my champion's tunic all the way, opened all the fairy fountains, and now I'm finishing the map. And this next bit is going to be really fun. And I think I may as well go into my champion's tunic now that I'm not in Hebra anymore. I had a really fun encounter with an ice wizrobe a little while ago. I just bought the Rito gear and just went to a fairy fountain to see if I could upgrade it, and I was able to upgrade it to unfreezable. So I had this really fun encounter with an ice wizrobe who kept getting really, really frustrated because I was unfreezable. But I didn't really have a good place to launch from to get a bullet time attack on it with a fire arrow, so I just enjoyed having it throw attacks at me. And these electric wizrobes up here, they're about to show you just how frustrated the ice wizrobe was. Even though I do not have the rubber armor. So there's 3 electric wizrobes. And I have a half hour to climb this tower. Let's see, where's the easiest place to launch from? So I'm using what I just cooked up in Rito Village. Which was complete electrical immunity. Looks like they may have killed one of the Lizalfos. So they're launching electrical attacks at me. I think there's a electric keys around here somewhere. That's where the 1 hit point comes from. Yep, I'm totally unbothered. It's because I did bother to get the electric mushrooms or whatever they're called. And I cooked up that meal. I think I kind of did overkill on the meal. I could actually go hang out in the desert for the next half hour and not get hit by any electrical attacks. But this is how you climb Ridgeland Tower without being bothered or having to get the rubber armor and upgrade it twice, which is what people are always recommending on, you know, the Facebook group. When people are frustrated by this tower, they say, how do I do that? I keep getting killed by the Wizrobes, and, you know, all these people say the rubber armor upgraded twice, and I say, just cook up a few mushrooms and you can scale the tower easily. And you know, you can get the mushrooms on Satori Mountain within, you know, 2 or 3 hours of the beginning of the game. You got there by abusing the physics engine. So what did you do? Did you Rivali up the way? You know, up the tower? You used Rivali's Gale or something? Or, oh wait, no, that's not abusing the physics engine. Did you use like a magnesis minecart? One of those crazy ways that you can fly in Hyrule in Breath of the Wild. So we've now extracted the whole map. Gosh, now what do we do? I'm not going to do his challenge right now. I've got 4 hearts, 2 rings of stamina, and I do not use the horn statue because she's in opposition to Hylia. You found some way to fly halfway up. Okay, that's pretty cool though. Have you ever seen the mine cart flying? It's pretty crazy. With magnesis, where people can like not only get way up into the sky with the mine cart, but they can actually guide it. Yeah, that's really cool. I knew a guy who could do that. I could never do that. I can't do the wind bombing either. I tried to learn the wind bombing, but it did not work. So what do I want to do now? I think I can probably climb up to this place. I didn't even get the Tabantha Bridge. That's wild. Riding stasis rocks. How do you... I mean, I guess you climb up on the rock, but do you just spirit downwards or something? See, I don't know a lot of the speedrunning tricks. Actually, I don't think I know any of the speedrunning tricks. I can't believe I didn't open the shrine above Tabantha Stable. Oh, so you hit it. You hit it and then you climb. How many times do you hit? I mean, that doesn't sound like a very difficult trick. Did they discover that one before or after the bullet time bounce? Where you could actually go out of the Temple of Time. So, oh yeah, that makes sense. Because you probably can't get as far with, you know, the rock stasis trick. Yeah, I've never, have you done the bullet time bounce? Oh, no, you've just seen it, yeah. Yeah, I saw that, the champion speed run when it was the champion speed run, not long after they had discovered that trick. And that guy just went into the dining room at Hyrule Castle, grabbed a whole bunch of food, grabbed some weapons, and went in and fought all 4 Blights and Ganon with no armor. It was awesome. It was like I think it was when they got it, that was when they first got it down below 30 minutes. I think they've got it below 25 minutes now. So I'm going to come over here, open this shrine. What am I doing? I need to go in this direction if I'm going to grab that bridge. Actually, since I'm over here, I should go to the shrine that I was intending to go to. And then just paraglide over to the Ridgeland side. Or am I going to run into a... Flying Guardian if I do? Let's see. Where's the Flying Guardian? Ooh. I've got time. I think. The beam never got to me. I tried this earlier in the game and I just didn't have the stamina for it. But I think I can do it now. I'm not quite ready for a major test of strength, but I am ready, I think, for a modest test of strength. And once I get past the modest test of strength, I should have weapons to challenge major test of strength. Am I going to need to dig into my meals? Well, let's do it. Why not? I could not do that trick before I upgraded my bombs. So I forgot to mention, I now have the entire map unlocked. I didn't forget to mention, I forgot to show that I have the entire map unlocked. And I don't... Okay, that was just that shrine. Now there's something over here. There it is. There's a memory right here.
Nothing. Just as I thought. It appears that this structure was designed to be exclusively accessed by the sword's chosen one. But designs can always be worked around. At least I hope. How do I get inside? I need to activate it somehow. I thought I made it clear that I'm not in need of an escort. It seems I'm the only one with a mind of my own. I, the person in question, am fine, regardless of the king's orders. Return to the castle and tell that to my father, please. And stop following me!
There's the shrine I want. I think I can get there faster this way than by the bridge. Except there's a Lionel over here somewhere. And I'm not quite ready for that. But I think the Lionel is in some ruins. So all I need to do is avoid the ruins. I think those are the ruins over there. Yep, there he is. And he's only a blue Lionel. So the Lionels have not graduated yet. Which is good news. I mean, the Coblins and Moblins and Lysels, which are all species that I've killed, they have started graduating, but they're up to like silver, some of them. But that's nice that there's still a blue Lionel hanging around up here. Okay. Now I've got easy access up here. So where to next? I could go to the Korok Forest. Since we've had a blood moon, there might be a new sword up here. I'm not sure exactly when it respawns, but there it is. Let's see, what can I drop? I can definitely drop this. So now I've got a couple of Royal Claymores. This is a matter of following the sparks. And they're not really kidding about Lost Woods. Don't worry, little fox, I'm not going to hurt you. Okay, I have to drop something else now. What can I afford to drop? There's a lot of sledgehammers in the game. Lost Woods are a puzzle, and you can't see the walls. So you have to follow the sparks. I know some people just run through it, but I never can remember where I'm supposed to turn, so I have to watch the flame and I have to be very careful not to overrun myself. There's 3 labyrinths in the game, except that you can see the walls to those labyrinths. This is a labyrinth where you don't see any walls. I made it. Now, if you've played Breath of the Wild in the original Switch version, you know that this area is incredibly laggy. Except that in the Switch 2 version, it's not. You can actually turn your camera around, you can see all this area. There's no real lag. And obviously now I did not have my shrine sensor turned on. I'm used to realizing that I'm almost done with this when I hear the shrine sensor going off. And here's our friend Hestu. I don't think I have much in the way of Korok seeds for him right now. I have 6. He's impressed I made my way through the Lost Woods. Yeah, I have. I will do a shield stash and see how that does. Hestu will stay here for the rest of the game. So I now have Hestu in his final location, and I can come to him anytime at the shrine and get upgrades when I get enough Korok seeds. And I am going to do this shrine because it's not very difficult. This is actually one of those shrines that people think is difficult, but you just have to know the trick. So here's the trick. There's a bunch of constellations up here, and then over on these walls, aligned with these columns, you can see which constellation is affiliated with this column, and you just need to count the number of that type of constellation. So let's start with the easy one over there on the side. It's that 3-point constellation. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that's right. So I can just grab this ball. And put it in the last one. And then the next one is like these two things together. There's 1, 2, 3. I think there's 3. Let me double check. Yeah, I think they're all in that particular area of the map. So... And the next one is that sort of complicated one. One. I think it's 1. And then here's the long one. So there's 1, 2. I think it's 2. Yep, got it right. Okay. Now, you can actually go straight to the monk from here. But there's a chest if you want to solve another puzzle. So this is the same puzzle, but with a different map. So let's see. The first column was that 3-pointed thing, and there's 4 of them up here instead of 5. So we need to go back into the other room. And move this from 5 to 4. And then the 2 that are kind of interwoven around each other. It's 1, 2. This map is so much easier to see because you can get right up next to it. And then the complicated one. I see 2 up there. And now the long one. There's 1. Looks like there's 1. Okay, so we've got both of those. done correctly on the first try. Now I can go pick up my reward. And I think, I'm pretty sure I know what the reward is. So I'm going to drop this, because it is a nice little weapon. Yes. So now I've got 2 Royal Claymores and a Knight's Claymore in my arsenal. Okay, so we've made it to the Korok Forest. There's a bunch of quests we can do in here at a certain point, but the main thing that I want to point out is, if you've never played the game before, the Master Sword is right here. But I'm not going to go for the Master Sword just yet, because I'm not ready. How many, I have 1 Korok Seed and 2 Spirit Orbs. 4 hearts. In order to grab that sword legitimately, I need 13 hearts. There is a glitch that I know. I don't know if it applies to the Switch 2. They may have patched it by now. But to be honest, I did the glitch once, and I didn't really enjoy the game until I had 13 hearts and pulled the sword properly. So I'm not going to mess with the glitch. So I'm going to get my 13 hearts, and I don't use the horned statue in Hateno Village because she's in opposition to Hylia. So, and Link is devoted to Hylia, who is associated with Zelda. So one thing that I am going to do is I'm going to come over here. And we'll see if my theory is right, if I'm ready for modest test of strength. So there's where we're going. We marked that shrine when we were up at the Hateno Research Lab, in case you're wondering why it's already marked. Their prey just disappeared on them. Oh, I should wait for that to come back. Okay. Our first modest test of strength shrine. That means that the guardian in here is going to be stronger, but I'm also stronger. And I may actually eat a strength meal for this one, an attack meal. So Mighty Simmered Fruit, that will give me 4 minutes of a high-level attack power boost. Okay. So I got through my very first modest test of Strength Shrine with very little drama. And I just upgraded to a 45 powered battle axe. Which means I might be able to start taking on major test of strength shrines too. The ancient weapons are better for attacking guardians because they're meant to attack guardians. So let's see. What real weapon do I want to put on? I'll equip that. I like that weapon. The first time that I did that shrine up in the Korok Forest, this was the most powerful weapon I had. The Knight's Claymore. It's not the most powerful weapon I have right now because I know some tricks now that I didn't know then. So I know where to find a Royal Claymore. I know where to find an Edge of Duality. Wonder how things would go if I went out to that island. To be honest, I don't know why I wouldn't be able to do this one at this point. Especially since my armor's all the way upgraded. No, I'm not going to try that. I was just looking to where the circle was. Yeah. Do Do I have to swim to get there? Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait for that one until I can fly. But I don't have that power yet. This is a major test of strength. We only just did our first modest test of strength, so this is actually a bold statement on my part. I think that I can do this. I don't think my attack meals stack, but I may as well eat the attack meal now and get it over with. So let's see how this works. Oh, that was pretty close. That's a 60 power weapon right there. And I have finished my first major test of Strength Shrine. Nice. I will be able to climb a lot faster now. So over here is Eventide Island, and I'm not going to do Eventide Island right now because I'm not ready. I only have 4 red hearts, and as you can see, I lost a bunch of my temporary yellow hearts in that battle. And I will need to go do some resource hunting to get some more hardy durians. And I will need to cook up some more mighty bananas in order to fight more major test of strength and modest test of strength shrines. But this is pretty good. We've managed to get all of the towers open now. The champion's tunic upgraded all the way, and the reason I survived that battle was, oh yeah, the bot fairy. Yes, I have been visited by the bot fairy. You just reminded me that I haven't visited the horse fairy yet. But the reason I survived this battle, after getting blasted by the guardian like 4 or 5 times, is simply because I upgraded my champion's tunic all the way. Oh, and I also did an attack increase, an attack buff. But now I've got the weapons I need for future guardian encounters until I get the master sword. So I've got a one-handed weapon that's 40 power. That's good for chopping the legs off of guardians. And this is good for doing those circle attacks, and it's also good for using on shrine guardians. So I should be set now for a bunch of free shrines, basically. Free upgrades to my hearts. Because I can do major test of strength now, as well as minor test of strength. Minor and modest. So, we've gone to Korok Forest. Oh, I know where to go. Let's trade in these hearts. I mean, these spirit orbs. And this is the point where we are starting to go for hearts again. Because getting the Master Sword will make all Guardian encounters easier. Well, all Guardian encounters in the wild easier. So do you know if they've patched the campfire glitch for the Master Sword? You don't know? Okay. I don't use the glitch, but I was just curious. So now I've got 5 hearts. I only need 8 more. Of course, only 8 more means either a divine beast or 4 divine beasts and 16 shrines, or some combination of that and possibility of 32 shrines. I'm gonna go cooking again. So we're ready for a bunch of shrines, I think. But I'm going to try to keep it exciting, and we'll do a bunch of test of strength shrines next time. I will get a list of the test of strength shrines and just see how many we can do and get a bunch of spirit orbs, because that seems to be a quick way to get a bunch of stuff. Also, there is another one that I know of, another free shrine that I know of right up here. And this is just a matter of finding it on the map. So this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the this little grove right here. So I'll put on my Rito gear. And just paraglide over there and get that freebie. Okay, well, thanks for dropping by. I hope you enjoyed seeing me play Breath of the Wild. Have a good sleep, and I'll see you soon. And you can hear the shrine music. And there it is. The breakable wall. Oh my goodness, I've got the entire climbing set. What's funny is the only piece that I absolutely know for sure that I'm getting before I even go into the shrine is the bandana. But the other two pieces, it's like when I get them, I'm like, oh yeah, it's this shrine. But you know, I wasn't expecting to have the entire climbing set tonight, but I do have it now, and that'll make climbing a lot faster when there's not rain and there's not snow and there's not lava. I think I should probably demonstrate it. Let's see, where's a good place to climb? And then we'll end after I demonstrate my climbing gear. Let's go over here. Okay, so let's put on all of the climbing gear and see what climbing looks like now. In terms of speed, climbing speed. You know, I honestly don't think that I've ever been flattened by one of these boulders that just comes down as soon as I... See how fast that is? And just for a demonstration, let's go to... That's what it is in just the climber's bandana. This is what it is with all three pieces. And I'm pretty sure it scales with rushrooms. So you can have a rushroom meal and then put on your climber set and just run up the mountains, pretty much. Now, this is a dangerous area. And not just because of the mountain goats. Oh, well, I won't be able to go up that cliff now. Yeah, I don't feel like doing that right now. It's a Korok. And I'm going to need to stasis and shoot it uphill. So I think that's pretty much where I'm going to end. I'm going to go put Link to bed at the old man's cabin, since we don't have a house of our own yet. I actually could use the deco tree as a home base, but this seems like a nice location for now. And eventually I'll get Link a house. Anyway, next time I think we will go on a test of strength run. And maybe even do the Forgotten Temple and see how that goes. Okay? So, thanks for watching the stream, and I'll be back on Friday to play more Breath of the Wild. Bye.